What's going on, Naked Hog family? We are back with another episode of the podcast. I know there's been a break. This is episode 13, I believe.
Yes.
I think. Is that right? 13?
Sure.
Yeah, I think it's 13. If it's not, you'll see a different number pop up on the screen, but it should be 13. Oh, yeah, good job, baby. Good job.
I remember this time. Updates. Yeah, we got a lot of updates.
Lots of updates. It's been a while since we podcasted. I apologize for that, guys. It's been super busy, but that's no excuse. We missed doing podcasts. This is actually we really love doing podcasts.
This is the part I missed. But no, in all seriousness, though, we've been filming, we've been cleaning, we've been going to Okie Expo, we've been just it's been a lot.
So you mentioned the Okie Expo. So let's start kind of there. So we left out on a Wednesday. We went up there. You guys, if you haven't seen the video on our main channel, we did put out a video about the Okie Expo. So I won't go into like day by day detail. Right. But we went out. We got to hang out with 4 Kids and a Farm.
Yes.
They shared an Airbnb with us, and it was just. It was so great. It was so good.
It was like visiting with family, honestly.
Yeah.
It was really,
we love them. Just like we love Jason, Brooke, and Mary Carl as well. Like it's just, we have a good core group of people that we consider close friends, and it's just, it was really good. It was a good time. We also got to meet some of the folks that we hadn't met before, like Jill and Nathan over at Whispering Willow Farm. We had never met them. These mugs actually came from them.
At the Virginia.
Oh, at the Virginia, at HOA. We met them at HOA.
This time was different because there's a difference in, I met somebody one time.
And get to hang out with them. I got to spend time with them,
This time we went to their farm. We went to their home and
on the way home we stopped by their house.
They put us up for the night. So sweet.
Yep.
And these
Great
are actually
people.
The reason that we're drinking our hot tea and hot chocolate out of these. Because you'll notice, I don't know if you can read it, but Whispering Willow Farm. So these mugs were given to us at their house. Yep.
So they are just the sweetest, nicest people ever. Just great people. We got to meet Daniel from Ours Family Homestead, who I talk to occasionally, and so that was really nice to get to meet him.
To see you, Daniel.
And got to meet Sean with Keeping It Dutch. Sean is actually one of the main people that put on the Okie Expo. It was Sean from Keeping It Dutch and his family, his whole family, right? Sean. Hidden Heights Farm, Walker Farm Fam.
Yes. Mac.
The Macs were a speaker there, and then we had Daniel from Ours Family Homestead, Jason and Brooke and Mary Carl were all there, so we got to see them. And anytime we get to see Jason, Brooke, and Mary Carl, we are grateful because we love them. They really are just an extension of our family.
And there's only a few of these people that we've actually been to their homestead and gotten to know them really well. Jason's one of them. Now Whispering Willows. We've been to Deep South Homestead, but I can't say that we've been to any of the others' actual homestead or their home and visited with them, but I look forward to that. I look forward to saying that we've been to all these homesteaders' actual homes and and we know them on a personal
it's fun.
level.
It's just cool. But all that was good and well, but really, I have to say, for me, the best part was getting to just talk to all of you guys.
Yes.
All of you that were out there and getting to interact and answer questions. We were over at the Haas booth, so some of you had questions about gardening. Getting to interact with you guys and talk to you, for me, that's really fulfilling. That's why we do this, is for you guys. We don't do this for, for our friends over at other homesteads, that do YouTube. We do this for you guys. Now, if some of you are homesteaders and you're watching, great. But we do this for all of you that are watching.
Right.
And we just, it's meaningful to us. I found it to be very fulfilling to be out there and be able to talk to everybody.
Soul enriching, I think. Rachel was saying that along with me at the booth. We were just every few minutes, we were like, isn't that good? Every time somebody new would come up and they would have a question or a problem on their homestead, or they wanted to talk about this or that they didn't know about, or they just wanted to discuss something with us, just like-minded people, like you're talking to a fellow homesteader. You feel like you already have that in common, like you're already friends, and it's just we'd sit there at the booth and just chat with them and ask them questions about where they live and how they're growing, and it was
just really cool.
good.
I like
really
it, you know,
good.
and it doesn't matter whether you're sitting at home and living in an apartment or you are, you know, living on 50 acres or something in between. We are very, we're real proponents of it. Doesn't matter where you are, what your situation is. If you want to grow something, you can grow it, you know, whether it's in a small pot or it's a big garden in your backyard. So that was awesome. I loved it. They did, like we said earlier, they did a great job putting it on. It was well organized. The food was great. They had plenty of bathrooms, which were issues at some other conferences we'd been to.
Yeah,
they just did a great job. The venue was really nice. There was a couple downsides.
Just a few critiques.
One thing is just if they could make Oklahoma less flat.
For those of you who live in Oklahoma, I'm sorry. We didn't get to see all of Oklahoma, obviously. The parts that we drove through or the parts that we saw or noticed, our children and us both kind of noticed the same thing. It was
really
lack of green maybe?
And flat.
And flat. Lack of green and
trees.
No
big trees. I don't know why they have big trees.
And to be fair, we were going through mostly like industrial farmland. It was mostly like just the working fields that were just kind of not. They weren't jamming. They weren't growing yet. They were planted.
But I'm sure it gets green. Yeah. We love all of you.
I'm sure it looks better as it goes.
Yeah, we love all of you out there in Oklahoma. We do like to give people a hard time sometimes, but it is a little different out there than it is in Louisiana. It's a little different, a little drier.
Over here, it's just woods and bushes and trees
and humidity
and everything is wild and green. It's the wild jungle out here in Louisiana. Everything is green.
Yeah, but you know it comes at a cost. You walk outside and it's like you're hit with a wet blanket. So
to the face.
Everywhere has their good and their bad, I guess.
And you gotta watch out for the water snakes and the gators out here. So everything comes with a cost. But yeah.
Yeah, I don't watch out for gators out back though. We found the feed bag, but we've never seen any out back, so I think we're good. We're good so far.
Guys, cross your fingers.
So far, we're good. So you want to talk about the seeds we just got today?
Yeah. So these came today.
Yep. So these are all sweet peas. I don't remember what kind they are. So they all came from. These are from Renee's garden. We don't get all our seeds from Hoss Tools because Hoss Tools doesn't carry some of the things like these sweet peas.
So these are Color Palette Cupid. What's yours?
This one is Window Box Sweet Peas Heirloom Cupid.
Yeah. And this one's Early Blooming Sweet Peas. This is Velvet Elegance.
Elegance, yeah.
Velvet Elegance. This is Antique Sweet Peas Jewels of Albion.
Yep. And I know nothing about sweet peas. I grew sweet peas.
It sounds so fancy.
We've never grown sweet peas here. I grew sweet peas many, many, many moons ago when I used to live in Idaho. But it's been a lot of years since then.
I think maybe some of my family members did, but I've never grown sweet peas.
I grew them before, so I know the smell is just incredible. So I want Angie to experience that. And
now, I do have some growing. They're not these, obviously.
Yeah, we planted some.
Yeah, but we planted some. How long ago?
Probably 3 weeks ago now.
Yeah, a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
But I got some in my raised bed and some amongst my roses, and they are coming up. They're about yay tall, but sweet peas are coming up, so I might actually experience the sweet peas.
When I ordered these, I didn't realize we were going to get them quite as late as we did, so these probably are going to be held on to for next year. But I'm excited to try them. Tracy...
Well, can you do it in the fall?
I don't know. You know what? I'll ask Tracy.
I think I should try it in the fall.
So Tracy over at Just Dig It Farms, she's the one that recommended Renee's garden. They're just, she says she's always had really good luck with their seeds, with the flowers and sweet peas and stuff. And she gets all her sweet pea seeds from there. And I'll ask, she knows everything about everything when it comes to gardening. So
she's like protege garden whisperer.
Yeah, so it does say mild winters. If you have mild winters, you can plant it from September to March. Okay. So I guess we could plant it in September.
Right. I think we should try it in September.
So, but we'll see. I'll ask Tracy and see what she says about it.
It doesn't work, and then we gotta buy some more seeds.
It dies. Yeah.
And then you buy some more seeds, and then you try again.
Yep, that's true. That's absolutely true. But I'm gonna ask her anyway.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask her anyway.
So far, I like how our last remnants of what we call the fall, winter garden, whatever you want to call it here in the South, it's like it all runs together because we grow year round. So it's like the bottom season garden. So our winter garden, we're still getting the last remnants of that. Like the cabbage is still growing. My Brussels sprouts are almost done.
So we're not putting anything in the spring garden out in the garden, but this is all stuff that we planted in the fall.
And we're still it's still coming. And our lettuce is like, some of it is ready now. Some of
a lot of it's ready. The bok choy.
All the bok choy came to fruition there. So there's a lot of stuff that we're harvesting now that a lot of people, they saw back in the fall, or they just, had started or just starting now. But we're just like reaping the benefits of that winter garden. And I love that because I was kind of like a little bit bummed out that we weren't doing our big garden. I know planting in the green stalk and planting in the pots and containers is still good, and it still gives us a lot, and it still produces a lot, and it's still fun to do. I love it, and our greenhouse is full, and I love it. But I don't know. I was just like, man, I don't get the spring garden. Like we're not.
We're used to having the big garden, and everything looks pretty. But
everything's still feeding us out of our winter garden. Everything's still going, so it's good. It's good. The blessings keep on rolling.
Yep, they do. They do. I want to hit. I just remembered something. I want to touch on a point. There was another thing I wanted to talk about with the Okie Expo.
Okay.
And that is someone who actually wasn't at the Okie Expo.
Yeah.
So someone that was missing, we saw Daniel from Orange Family Homestead. We saw Jason from Cog Hill, but one person that was missing was Lester and Jamie from I'm a Survivor, Donkey and Farm Animal Rescue. If you haven't talked to them, or if not talked to them, but if you haven't gone over and watched them on Facebook is kind of their main avenue, but they're on YouTube as well. Go check them out. They are just another bunch of awesome people over there. Go take a look, watch their stuff. Lester is hilarious.
Lester was too busy
so
fighting
funny.
fires. He was putting out fires. That's
Lester apparently was too busy fighting fires. And if you don't follow us on Facebook, head over to our Facebook and you'll see that we've been kind of razzing Lester a little bit about not showing up to the Okie Expo. A little bit. But we love them over there. They are awesome. Go check them out. Watch their stuff. Follow them. They're just really, really good people. Just another bunch of really good people.
Something that I'm super excited about?
What's that?
So we talked about on a different podcast. We talked about the memories that some people have of what they did when they were little, what they grew when they were little, or these fond memories of what grandma had in her garden, or the early memories of you planted a flower or something. Okay, so one of my most treasured and earliest memories that I can remember with my great-grandfather is my tata. This is my great-grandpa. Went out in the garden with him every year. I'd take my little itty-bitty strawberry basket, a little tiny wooden basket. I think he handmade these baskets for me and my sister. But we took those baskets out every year to his strawberry patch. And he grew strawberries. And we picked them whether they were green, red, or in between. We were picking because we were 5 years old. We were so little and we didn't know any better. But we loved picking with Pawpaw. He would take us to the strawberry patch and we'd play down the strawberry rows and stuff. But he grew lots and lots of strawberries. So strawberries have a fond reminiscence for me. So I myself have never grown strawberries. I know that's sad, but I've never successfully grown strawberries in my life, and I always wanted to. And this was the year before we decided to move.
Yep.
This was the year that I said, honey, you're going to give me a strawberry patch. I wanted a strawberry patch, and I was going to have my strawberry patch. Well, we're moving. So what we did was we planted them in the raised beds. So we have these 2 raised beds in these troughs, and we filled them full of strawberry plants. Well, now they're coming to fruition.
Yep. So we got the plants from Haas Tools, which is kind of a new thing they did this last year, selling strawberry starts. And they did really well in that raised bed. They did really, really well.
Really well. They're just everywhere, throwing off blooms. It's beautiful.
I like how you mentioned in 2 different places, you mentioned that you were picking them red, green, didn't matter. And then you said we were just playing in the aisles. But you weren't playing in the aisles. You were picking all his strawberries, and they hadn't been ripened yet.
But he didn't care. He just, we were little. He was He didn't care. He was,
Those strawberries for Tata.
He was nice to us. And let us
well, he's your
skip
Tata. He's
through the
supposed to be nice to you.
strawberry
That's good. Some people skip through tulips and.
Bless that man. I'm sure we like tore up half his garden. We would go through his cornfields and we would like play jungle arena and we would play games in his cornfield, right? But we would end up knocking down half the corn stalks, and we'd tie them together to make traps, like booby traps. We'd bend the corn stalks and tie them together. We wrecked that poor man's garden. I know we did. Bless that man. He just had patience with us.
I believe it. I believe it. And you know, that reminds me of when I was, I don't know, I had to been like, it was when I was like second, third, fourth grade. And I lived in Georgia. The lady lived across the street from me. She was an older lady, and she lived by herself. And this is in the city. This is not out in the country or anything. This is a city, normal size yard. This isn't like a giant lot or something. Not like a big 1 acre lot or anything. It's a little normal sized backyard. And her entire backyard was garden.
She was like the legit homesteader. She was homesteading before it was cool.
Yeah, just in her little city house.
Yes.
And so she would let me come over, and I would take a plastic bag, and she would let me fill it with just all these cherry tomatoes. I love it. Made my day. I love it. I don't remember her name, and I'm sure she's long passed now. But
remember that?
Yeah. It made a difference to me. Like in her little own way, that left an impact on me. Because I loved it. It was
changes children. That gives them an impact in their life, and that sparks a love for that gardening in the future.
So you never know the impact that you're going to have on people just by doing something simple in your yard where you can do it. We have some friends that live down the road from us in Covington, and they have a normal sized yard too, and their whole yard isn't garden, but they have like 3 or 4 raised beds.
Right. Yeah, that little bed.
And they grow, enough to kind of give their family some fresh produce, and they have herbs.
If y'all have children, or grandchildren, bring the babies out in it. Like let them pick. Worst case scenario, they kill a plant, and then you replant the seed and grow it again. But get them in it. They're going to love it. You're actually planting seeds of remembrance with them.
I like that. Seeds of remembrance. I like that.
You're planting seeds that are going to continue.
We need to make that. That would make a good shirt. Seeds of remembrance. I like that. We'll make a shirt. I'll have Sarah draw something up. Yep, I like that. That's exactly what it is. Seeds of remembrance. I like that. Yep. Yeah. Plant with your kids because you will make seeds. You'll create seeds of remembrance.
You're sowing the seeds.
Yeah. Wow, you never said that before. That was really kind of deep, babe.
Yeah,
I like that.
I'm sorry. It just came to me. But and then on the downside, I think, of our updates, one of the things that's a frustration for us. We're going to figure it out, but it's a frustration for us. Is
the house cat?
No.
Oh, no, not the house cat? You were going to say house cat?
House cats have so our sweet Tully man that, we have the whole video we put out of rescuing him. So he's doing great. He's very satisfied with being a house cat now instead of a stray cat roaming. He likes he knows where his meals are coming from every day. And he likes sleeping on my couch every day. And for those very happy inside.
For those that haven't watched the video on our main channel, just a brief kind of go through what happened, how he ended up inside is he showed up on the farm. He'd been here for a couple weeks, and we figured he was just going to stay around outside with our barn cats. And then, so if he's going to stay around and stick around, we're going to go get him neutered because we really feel strongly about doing that and making sure they don't just reproduce needlessly. And so we took him to get him neutered, brought him home, woke up the next morning and he was bleeding out. We'd kept him, confined so he couldn't jump or anything. So it wasn't like he ripped his stitches open or anything. So his whole back end was just covered. Yeah, something was wrong. So we took him back to the vet. Wonderful vet. If you live down near Folsom, I highly recommend you go to the Folsom Veterinary Clinic. They are awesome.
They know what they're doing.
But they know what they're doing. Took Tully in and found out that he had eaten a mouse that had eaten rat poison, and so his body wasn't his blood wasn't coagulating like it was supposed to and clotting. It was just like all gushing out.
And he was dying.
Yep. Yeah. So she went in, fixed him, gave him a cat blood transfusion, which I didn't know was a thing. Apparently it is.
And lots of IV fluids. And
lots of medicine. And just, she saved his life. And had we not taken him to get him neutered, he would have just died out there because she said that the vet said that they don't really present symptoms until it's like last stages and they're about to die.
Your cat's just dead one day and you don't know why. You don't know what happened.
So Tully would have disappeared and we would never have seen him again if we never took him in. But because
he made it.
Because he had to get because she had to go in and be a little more invasive to find what was bleeding and get it all cleared up. He had a big wound on his belly and it had to be stitched up, which means he had to be inside for a couple weeks to heal up. And when you bring an animal indoors, people like children and wives
and 2 dogs that already live
and me get attached to the animals when they're inside like that. Not that I'm not attached to our barn cats, but
once an animal comes inside with us, it's like he's not going back outside.
Yeah, this
he's gonna be an inside.
This is why I don't let goats and chickens in the house, because once an animal not at all. Once an animal comes inside, it stays inside. At least at our house, it seems like.
At our house. So we're stuck with them.
So he's done well though.
Little disruptive.
Little rocky at first.
There was some adjustment period.
The dogs,
there was some adjustment, but he's doing okay now. I think he's chill now. He's like, okay, this is my home.
Okay. He stopped chasing the dogs finally.
Stopped chasing them.
The dogs stopped being as scared of him.
I had to teach him that he can't claw my couch.
Yeah, he really hasn't clawed a lot of anything.
He only tried it like once, and I told him no. I think he understood.
He's been pretty good. He's been a pretty chill cat.
But the frustration I was talking about was so, we got to work that out. I don't know what we're going to do about it, but these little stinkers, like I know goats are escape artists, and these are babies, like they're 5 weeks old and they're babies, and they don't like being separated from mama. We have tried several nights because it's beyond time, right? It's beyond time.
Yeah.
We couldn't start milking right away, like
because we knew we were leaving.
Most goat owners do, like within a few days to a week, they'll start milking their does and sharing with the babies. Yep. And we have done that in the past, but we couldn't do it this time because we were leaving for Oklahoma. We were going to be gone. We needed the babies to be on the mamas. Well, we come back, and it's time to milk these does. And the babies aren't having it. We tried to separate them. They got out. We tried again the next night. They somehow got out. We were wondering how the mamas were empty and had no milk in the morning. The babies are getting out and drinking all the milk. And so I don't know what we got to do.
So we're trying to plug the holes. So with our barn, it's a bit of a dilemma because we know we're moving. So we don't want to put a whole lot into the barn because
I'm about ready to take that hardware cloth that we have
just wrap it around the barn.
I'm about ready to just wrap the whole thing in hardware cloth and just just proof it, man. Just proof it up.
I thought I got all the holes, but apparently not, because this morning Sarah went out and they were still in with the mamas.
So if we want goat milk, we got to figure this out.
We got to figure it out.
We'll get it.
We will get it. I'm about to the point, though, where I'm just like, you know what? We just won't have any goat milk this time, and we'll just let the kids do the thing.
I'm not at that point yet. No? I'm not ready to give up yet. I want that goat milk. I'm not.
All right, we'll give it another try. We'll try to find some holes tomorrow, huh?
Worst case scenario, they might not give a lot, but worst case scenario, when we sell them, and we do plan on selling them when they're weaned, when they're 8 weeks old, we're going to sell them. Worst case scenario, we sell them, they're gone, and then we can milk the does. And they may not milk as well at that point, but we'll get the milk. We'll get some milk. So worst case scenario, we just wait them out.
That's true. I did settle, I think you saw the video, I settled a controversy that was out there about a food.
Oh my gosh. If y'all haven't seen the video, if y'all have not seen the video of this man eating soap, please go watch that video.
Look, but
I was crying.
This was a valid concern. Look, people.
Oh, it was?
Yeah, because I love cilantro and people keep telling me it tastes like soap.
To some people,
and I know
it must taste that way to some people.
Apparently, viewers have commented, and Jason told me this too, that it's a genetic thing, that some people, it legitimately tastes like soap. But I did a side-by-side taste comparison. And I'll be honest, like, I'll take the cilantro any day. Like, it didn't taste like soap. It tasted good.
It's because you don't have the right taste buds. Those other people have different taste buds.
I guess. But it was...
But he tasted the soap. Oh my gosh. He ate the soap.
It was nasty. It was dial. My mom said I needed to try ivory instead of dial. It would have been better.
No, soap is soap. Anybody as a kid, if you've ever had your...
All right. Sorry about that, guys. We had some camera troubles. My camera has decided to start acting up. Angie hates technology, and sometimes I understand why. Like, it really, man, I don't know what it's just got into a mood, and it just didn't want to work. So
I'm one of these old people in a young body, I guess. I'm old. I'm old already. Like I like everything that old people like. I want to do things the old-fashioned way.
Yep.
I reject all technology. It's hard for me to learn it. It's hard for me to keep up with this fast-paced world, and I just want to go outside and play with my chickens. And I love to knit, and I watch old black and white movies and films and stuff, and I'm just old already, I guess. But he loves me. It's okay.
Yeah, I do love you. Now, I think I was talking about, when it cut off, I think I was talking about how I was a perfect child.
Yeah.
And I never had my mouth washed out with soap because I was perfect. And Mom, Dad, don't comment on this video.
She will. Nanny Mom's gonna comment, all right?
No, like I was a perfect child. I know I was.
Oh, okay.
I know I was.
Yeah.
And then
that's one person's opinion.
You had something you were going to talk about, right? When that camera kind of cut off,
yeah.
I think. Yeah.
So speaking of chickens, my chickens. So this isn't exactly like...
Speaking of chickens, are you saying I'm a chicken?
No. What I'm about to talk about. So this isn't exactly a frustration. It's not really a problem. But it was like, it's something that we don't like, and we got to fix and figure it out. So in the whole transitioning thing and getting rid of things and trying to get ready to move, we downsized our chicken flock. We went from about 50 something, a little over 50 birds, all the way down to we have about 15 hens or thereabouts left. Well, that's good, and that supplies our family with plenty of eggs, and I'm happy with the little number 15 flock, and we have all of our favorites, kept all of our favorite birds, and just downsized the rest, and they went to good homes, and I'm happy with the downsize. Our breeding rooster is not. He is not happy with the change.
I was wondering where you're going with that. Yeah, no, he's not happy
So
at all.
we got to figure that out because he was normally, before all this, when he had all these women, this huge flock of birds, and we have multiple roosters. He's our main breeding rooster. But we have this other little bantam rooster, and then we thought it was a hen, but it ended up being another little white banty rooster. So we left off with 3 roosters, and that's too many for a hen size of 15. When you have 15 hens and you have 3 roosters, that's too many roosters. Well, he figured that out really fast. So we took away all his women, and now all these little men are not happy anymore. They're not getting along, and they're not happy.
Don't have enough ladies.
Yeah, and he's not happy with us anymore. So he went from being a sweet, docile, loving rooster that I could go in there and just pet and love on and mess with and hold all the time to all of a sudden he didn't want me to pick him up. He doesn't want me to touch him or have anything to do with him. He actually ran at me and started pecking my shoes and stuff and like just
which is really abnormal for him.
And I'm like, he's not a mean rooster. That was really abnormal. So he's not happy. He is not happy with that change. So we got to get him some more ladies.
Now, you know something I didn't think about?
Which means we have to move.
you know something I didn't think about is I don't know if there's been cases in Louisiana or not, but there has been the bird flu has been real big going around. I don't know if you read that in the news or not.
Well, I saw a video. Who was that? Someone recently put that out. I saw a homesteading YouTube video, and she talked about the avian flu, and she said in her state it was pretty rampant, and she was doing what she had to do to take precautions to protect her flock.
Yeah.
But I can't remember where that was.
Yeah, I don't know. But I know it's been big around. I don't know if it causes weird symptoms like that, but I wonder if it's something like that. I don't know. We haven't had any birds die, so I imagine the birds die off.
And none of them have had any like flu-like symptoms or been coughing or anything. They're just totally healthy and they're totally normal. But my washer stopped. I didn't know this until I actually watched that video about the bird flu. I did not know that she said if any of her birds test positive for the bird flu strain, then they will come out and euthanize her entire flock.
Wow.
her entire flock. So they cannot risk that avian flu. It's so contagious. They cannot risk it spreading to other people's. It'll, spread through the wild birds, and it'll migrate, and it'll spread across states, and it'll just spread and spread and spread. So if your flock has it, they have to stop it there. So that means they have to euthanize all of your birds.
Wow.
And you'll lose your whole flock.
That's sad.
I was like, that cannot happen.
No.
Avery would cry.
She would, yeah. Can you imagine if Nickel had to get put down?
That'd be so bad. Nickel D, I don't know if y'all know how y'all been following along with our videos, but Nickel D, he is the 10-inch tall little tiny bantam rooster, and he stays with the little tiny birds in their birdhouse, and he's her favorite. She hatched him out of an egg, and she's had him for a few years now.
Yep.
That is her favorite. That's her friend. It's not a pet to her. It's her friend.
Mm-hmm.
So
that would be sad.
Yeah, that'd be so sad.
That would really be sad. Yeah. Pause for a second. A second to make sure that it's still on. Let's see how much battery it's got left. Because I don't want to talk for nothing. It's still recording. And 19% battery left. So.
Okay. We got to come to a close here, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, I'm going to let you talk, and then we'll wrap it up.
I'm going to talk about.
So you want to tell everybody how it's going and what we're going to do next in the greenhouse and what we planted in the greenhouse, and
I won't go that in depth with it, but
tell them what's coming up next then.
All right, guys, we're gonna let's see. All right, so this was kind of a quick podcast. The camera is still acting funny. So we're gonna kind of wrap things up real quick here because I don't want to. Yeah. And so we'll go more in depth kind of on what's coming up in the future on the next podcast. We're gonna get back to doing these weekly, so that we can keep you guys up to date and in the loop what's going on the farm, and kind of I want to start diving a little deeper into some of the videos that we do.
Yeah, the behind the scenes, telling you about the process. Please go watch our YouTube videos. We're going to show you, and y'all can follow along as we continue to do this whole planting in containers, planting in the green stalks, and as we do this whole trying to garden a different way. And
yeah, because it's completely different. So doing this whole now you got me on another spiel, and I was trying to wrap up, baby.
Sorry.
So this whole transition to not having a big garden and planting in containers is new for us, and so
it's fun. It's fun.
Yeah, some of y'all that aren't sure how to do it and not sure about growing in small spaces. Definitely follow along with us and learn with us, because we're learning too. This is all this is
please.
This small
give
gardening
us
thing is all new.
Don't be afraid to give us advice. We will use it.
Definitely. Thank you guys so much. Like I said before, you guys are why we do this, and we love you. Just absolutely adore all of you.
Yes.
No matter where you live, we have some of you out there that are friends in the UK, some of you in Canada, some of you in the US, some of you maybe in other countries. If you're from other countries, comment. Let us know where you're from. Yeah, we would love to know. Thank you for watching. We appreciate it. And we appreciate all the comments. And we'll catch you guys in the next podcast.